never be you.
Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are rolling solo dolo tonight for our AEW WrestleDream 2025 review. It is now October 19th, 2025. You know these shows. They went on. I don't know how you guys are feeling about the timing of them, but I thought what we got tonight was a darn good show, if I can take the words of brethren Matthew Lopez, who was always in the chat. Darn good show, in my opinion. So can I complain? Not at all. We'll run through the entire show, kind of just go down what has happened here. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to your thoughts. If you guys could, do me a favor, hit the like button on the review. Great way to help out the channel. Means a great deal to me as well. Gets more people in that YouTube algorithm. After the video ends, tell me your favorite match. Put an emoji in the comment section. Do something. And if you're live, get in the chat box and say something too. And if you're in the chat box, put something in the comments afterwards. And if you're listening to this on audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast, make sure you leave us a review. Always helps out. Preferably a 5-star review, but, keep it a stack for yourself. All of that is much, much appreciated. Looking forward to hearing what a lot of other people thought of this show tonight and this card, man. AEW, man, they always find a way to do it, and I just think it's a thing of beauty, man. How they're able to get into some of these things, man. XG Dub, appreciate you, man. Said, what a show. All good, brother. Hope things are well. Matt Lopez says, good evening, all. Damn, what a pay-per-view. I say it's pay-per-view of the year contender. Holy crap. I am at loss for words, man. Rob, appreciate you, brother. Rob's the reason this is happening, so I always got to show him some love. Matt says, anyone else watch it on Max? I will say my stream was near perfect. Only had lagging at the FTR jet speed, but it was a great stream. T-Ferg, what's good, Conrad? Decent show. Will TK have to go night 1 and night 2 format eventually? I could see it on the bigger shows, but I don't know if he's ready to do that just yet for WrestleDream. Could he cut a match or two out or shorten some of the times? Perhaps, but he always gives you your money's worth, though. I think Sean always says it best when he brings that up. Like, whenever you're looking at one of these shows, you pay $50, right? You're going to get what you have asked for and then some from Tony Khan. So that's just me. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it, but for $50, I can't complain. And what is it, 40 on Max, but with the subscription, it's probably more. It's what it is. Thank you, Matt, for telling me how it was too with Max for you. But guys, I don't want to waste any time, man. Let's get into this review. No Derek tonight. Shout out to D. Hope things are well, brother. I don't know if he'll pop up in the chat. If he does, show him some love. Give him some heck for me as well, just because. And yeah, let's talk about this show, WrestleDream. First, we started off with things here on the Tailgate Brawl. This is the new format for this. So this is my first time seeing it because when they debuted it, I was at the pay-per-view. So very different. We ended up watching on TNT. I think Rob tried to throw it on to see if it was still on YouTube because you're just so used to that. And they must have pre-taped like some interviews and stuff. So it was different. It was not the same thing that was planned in there. So we have 4 matches planned for this. And yeah, this is where things begin to get interesting, we'll say. Let's start from the top, shall we, with this? We open up with the Conglomeration versus the Death Riders. Conglomeration had my dog, Ishii, Orange Cassidy, and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong taking on Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Pac, and Daniel Garcia. Shout out to 716, baby. Yeah, this match had a lot going on for it and a lot leading into it. basically the conglomeration have been one of the groups battling against the Death Riders from the beginning. And this is kind of the Death Riders 1 year anniversary. So what a way to kick off the show, right? TNT people are getting to see it. People may say like, maybe I should buy this pay-per-view at the last second. I love wrestling. This is going to be something cool. And yeah, the main thing I took away from the match was Matt Menard was getting heated on commentary because of his friendship with Daniel Garcia. I think this is going to lead to a match. We also had the conglomeration with the new Contron coming out looking like Saved by the Bell. When I wake up in the morning, I was just like, oh, what is this? Very different. And Pac ends up getting the win for his team on Ishii. What else can we say here? The Death Riders needed this dub. Pac sporting that new haircut, new attire. Death Riders get the win. I think it was the right call, in my opinion. Next up, we have Hook and Eddie Kingston. They were looking for some tag team action. We weren't sure who they were going to face. I was hoping that they would get maybe like Priest and Tommy Billington or, someone different, but instead it went to the Frat House. Frat House came out and LFI showed up in this one, and they were like, they're not done with Hook and Kingston. So Kingston saying that he was done with them was not true. It was kind of a foreshadowing. And they were watching the match, and Hook eventually taps out Cole Carter for the win with the red rum. You know what that spells backwards. And they end up getting the victory here as the two New York guys move forward in their quest for tag team gold. And then we get Roppongi Vice. They are back. I know that they are called like RPV or something now. I forgot. They changed their name a little bit, but it's Roppongi Vice, which is Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero. They end up going to an area where they had Big Boom, AJ, and Big Justice watching the show. And Famalam. What is this? So it looks like we're going to end up getting Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta doing one of these celebrity matches. It should be fun. Definitely can see this being on one of the tailgate brawls, maybe at Full Gear, New Jersey. Big Boom, AJ's home state. I'm okay with this. They could definitely rock out with this one. So whatever. I definitely need to see some build up to this, and Daddy, Big Justice yelling. They made some like inappropriate joke, I guess, about his wife, and he didn't like that. He was ready to beef after that. But much appreciated. Let me see here. Getting into the comments real quick. Matt says that they may be long, but worth the money you pay for it. That is so true. Byron Cutler, I am all elite and forever an AEW fan. Now I'm AEW for life. Byron, you could like all wrestling, my brother. You don't have to pick a side. You know why? Because you're a fan and you can do whatever you want. As a deathmatch guy, expected more to make Moxley say, I quit. Clown, it might have been State Athletic Commission if you ever look up some of the stuff for it. I don't know if you've ever seen it from Missouri, but a little rough out there for death matches. So maybe that wasn't the wave. Yo, shout out to my guy Joel. Thank you, man. $1 super chat. All love, brother. If you got a question or something you want to ask, feel free to throw it in the chat, man. I got you. Let's see the conglomeration with the Saved by the Bell. The Contron is real, brother. Contron is real. 11.11 out of 11. I love it. D-Rich, what's good, brother? QT is teaming with Big Boom AJ to face Trent and Rocky at Full Gear. They attacked QT on QTV recently. Yep, then it's going down. It's going down. D-Rich, good point. Excellent point. Yeah, Big Boom teaming with QT. It is looking based on the last two ROH episodes. I can get down with this then. Is this gonna? You guys think it's gonna main event an ROH show? It's got to be Full Gear, right? New Jersey. That's QT's home state too, right? It would make sense. Death Rider's entrance is awesome. Pac went back to the trunks. I love Claudio cutting the sleeves off of the sweatshirt, and Daniel Garcia looked great in the owl sweatshirt too. Bruh, I'm more worried about Pat with no knee pads. I'm just like, what are we doing, bro? Come on. I would never. How do you rate the pay-per-view 1 to 10? I'm going to do a grade at the end, but stick with me, sir. Stick with me. I'll let you know this. It's on the higher end. It's on the higher end. Yeah, it is Full Gear for sure. Let's get back into this tailgate brawl, man. We had women's tag team action next. We had Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne taking on Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. Fine match. I thought Harley looked really good in this one, so don't sleep on her. we know how this is going to end, though. Gut wrench powerbomb from Willow to Penelope. The baby faces get the win. Let's go. I feel like this was a tease because we do have the women's tag team title tournament coming up soon. We are going to crown women's tag team champions. We're going to have more news on that later on in this review. So, peep game. Look forward to it. And like I said, I think this was just a little preview for that. Now, we get into the last match on this card. But was it the last match? So FTR versus JetSpeed. Two of the best tag teams right now in AEW that can make a Dynamite or a Collision exciting in an instant if you see who they're facing on the card, right? Dog, this match went on so long that they ended up bleeding this into the show. Pay-per-view show is kicking off. Pyro is going off. Bro, this match is still happening. I freaking loved it. This is something I have said for years and years and years. Like, I would do this. Like, make a pre-show match like it didn't end. What's going to happen? It just makes randomness happen on the show, and it keeps you like, well, what are they about to do? What's going to happen here? Oh, here's the Pyro. Okay, Pyro's going off, and their match is still continuing. We got a bunch of near falls in this one. FTR and JetSpeed. Yo, FTR is so good, bro. Like, I do not want to underestimate, like, when we talk greatest like tag teams of this era, we're going to be talking about, like, we already know the Usos. We're going to be talking about the Young Bucks. We're going to be talking about the Briscoes. FTR's name's got to be in that category, bro. It's got to be in there. And I probably left some teams out too. New Day, like DIY, probably. You could argue a bunch of these teams, man. But the work that they all do, fan-freaking-tastic. And I love that tag team wrestling feels like it's back in AEW. Some people believed it had lost its way, but I think it's back because we got some established teams and we've got some really, really like good tag team action coming on here, man. Hey, Delayed Grats, what is good, man? Appreciate you joining us on this late morning, evening. It's late, but yeah, we're here. Thank you, brother. Looking like Simon Koch of the Vaudevillains. D Rich. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, no doubt, Joel. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat as well. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Time management, LOL. Motor City Machine Guns. Yeah. JetSpeed FTR was awesome. They pulled a WCW Nitro whenever the match goes into the next hour. I love it. That's how you got to do it sometimes, man. FTR ended up getting the victory. Funny enough, I was just on Hub Show, and me and Sean were talking about Rick Rude, WrestleMania 5, bro. And what do you know? Guess who won the pony? They did the finish that me and Hubs were just I wonder if someone's listening from Creative. They did the finish of Stokely sweeping the foot and then holding down Speedball Mike Bailey's feet so that FTR could get the stealing victory. Or as Sean will probably say, they tripped and Speedball couldn't kick out. But FTR stole that one, man. Fun matchup here. And that's how we started off the show. Then Excalibur says, we were not planning that, so we're going to kick off the show now here with the match that we wanted. So now we are into the main card of this show. This is the poster. This is every match that we have going on this show as it stood right before. And just don't forget, this show is a dedication to Inoki, and that is why TK named it WrestleDream. So there we have it. And if you guys hear any pauses in this, C got to drink his water, man, because lips are chapped. I'm just done. So if you hear any pauses, I apologize. I know that's not the best for audio, but we're going to have to do that, brother, because I ain't going to make it. So main card, we kick it off, man. Thekla versus Jamie Hayter to open things up. Solid back and forth matchup. And I'll say this about the crowd tonight. Yo, St. Louis, y'all did your thing, man. Much respect. You guys were into the show the entire time, and it was a really good crowd. You could feel the energy there. Jamie Hayter gets the win with the Haterade, which is the lariat. She celebrates with Queen Aminata, and the rest of Triangle Madness comes out. And I think we're just looking forward and looking towards Women's Blood and Guts. That is going to be happening in North Carolina coming up soon here on November 12th. So we got some time to build to it. We don't know who's in the match, but we have a good idea. Triangle of Madness is going to take up at least 3 of the spots. We got Jamie Hayter, Queen Aminata, and we have several others could be on the other side. Megan Bain and Penelope Ford could be it. We could see Willow in this with Harley Cameron. People have spots to fill in this, so things are definitely going to happen. But good to see Jamie get the dub, man. D-Rich, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Oh, yes, Motor City Machine Guns. Deanna, I apologize. How could I forget Motor City Machine Guns? And like I said, I'm talking off rip right now. I told you there could be way more people on that list, and I'm probably still forgetting people from that era. But yes. And one of the teams we had just talked about before that are in the next match. It is the Young Bucks taking on Jurassic Express for $500K. The Young Bucks got a special entrance here, and the math wasn't mathing, but we did see a horrible balance of $32.17, and they might have overdrawn as well. But the Young Bucks have insufficient funds, and that was their entrance going into this this match, bro. Fantastic tag team wrestling. The Bucks feel like they are back. Like I said, I've apologized to the Elite, and I will continue to do so. I gave them hell, and I'm kind of just saying, let's let bygones be bygones. I still feel a kind of way about that whole situation, but since then, man, since I put it behind me, I think that these guys have been delivering on a weekly basis with their matches. They just got back to why do they like wrestling? What got them into wrestling, and why are they the Young Bucks? We're here. It felt good to have Jungle Jack Perry back and Luchasaurus, bro. Yo, Christian Cage's effects on those two as a team was shown tonight. Luchasaurus was 10 times better just doing choke slams, the moonsault. He didn't need to do all these flips and all this special stuff. You save that for when the time is right, and he did it tonight. I thought that they were way better as a team, but just smarter what they were doing in the ring and everything else with it. So I got to give them some props for that. Just fantastic wrestling here, man. Lots of finishers. People are kicking out. Crowd was really into this match, man. And watching this, it made me want an AEW Fight Forever video game again, man. We gotta find something, dude. We gotta find something for these guys, man. I don't know how, but I need another video game, bro. This match was just out of control with it. Dude, Toni, help us out, please, brother. Matt Jackson gets caught towards the end of the match. He gets lambasted, bro, with a flurry of moves. And after he gets hit with all of those, dude, they hit the extinction or whatever they call it on him. It was game over. Jack Perry gets the win. They get the money. Here comes the Don Callis family. And I even put it's the Don Callis family B team because Josh Alexander's leading the charge here with several others. And they come out there and they get into Jurassic Express face and they put a beat down on them. They start pushing the Bucks around, telling them to help, and the Bucks just walk away. And then we see Kenny come down. Kenny looks at them kind of are you guys not going to help? And Kenny gets into the ring 3-on-1, but the Jurassic Express are able to rally back, help him out. They put a beat down on the other squad here. And I do think we could be getting towards an Elite reunion, if you ask me anything on it. But we haven't built up enough sympathy yet for the Bucks. Or is Kenny turning heel? Could go multiple ways, man. Appreciate you saying that this was awesome. T-Ferg, I like Thekla. I hope she will hold the title in the future. You never know. You never know. Triangle of Madness could hold those tag titles very soon. The Bucks entrance had me rolling. It's the Bucks. Got to give them hell sometimes. Absolutely. $60K on suits and sneakers, bruh. Yo, them sneaker prices are out of control if you guys haven't watched people buying them. When Bucks come to Kenny's aid, that crowd will explode. Wasn't Luchasaurus really sick a few months ago? Glad he's healthy again. Yeah, he had a respiratory issue, so I'm glad he is back. These matches were incredible, even the ones that didn't have much of a plot line. Yeah. This one felt like a match kind of, but you know what? I saw a lot of matches that the Jurassic Express were in. They've delivered on a lot of their matches too. So kudos to them. Let's go into the next match here, which was the Trios match. It was a Tornado Trios match, and then it was announced on the 0 hour that it was going to be a number one contendership. So the winner is getting a shot at the Trios titles here. So we hurt people. We hurt people. We hurt people. The Demand were out there. They jumped them during their entrance. Ricochet is the Drake of AEW. This bald man is a hater. He comes out, and Shelton Benjamin at one point launched Ricochet with a German suplex onto the floor onto everybody. They were breaking tables. I saw some people complaining about, like, why are they using tables? I'm like, dude, it is a tornado trios match. You thought all of these guys were going to just stay in the ring and fight with no tags? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Like, knock it off. So they were out there using weapons, doing whatever they had to do. People are going through tables. Bodies are flying. Ricochet is left alone with the Hurt Syndicate at the end of this match. And Khan pulls out Ricochet, and he takes all the moves. Why is my man Khan always got to eat the pen, man? But it was a fantastic finish. He ended up getting hit with all of the finishers. Lashley spears him. And 1, 2, 3. We have new number one contenders for the trios titles, and I think that kind of puts a pin in this feud for the time being, and something that they could definitely revisit in the future. And I'll say this. I think Bobby Lashley, he could main event one of the shows against Hangman. I don't know if they're ready to turn the Hurt Syndicate face. Are they face now? I don't know. But Lashley could do one of these shows with Hangman in the future if they need a main event for a world champion. Just saying. Just saying. Yes, let me see here. I'm jumping down. Remember, y'all, Shelton was 50, man. He is still amazing. Yeah, Lucha had double pneumonia. Bishop Khan, when keeping it real goes wrong. It's all right. Made the demand tighter, right? So we know what's going to happen with that. This one, listen, y'all, I can sit up here and talk about this all day. I'll tell you this last like week or two, I'm starting to get the C2 vibes. Kind of like when you get the G1 vibes. If you're a New Japan fan, you know. I am getting the C2 vibes. I am looking forward to the bracket announcements on the sides, how they're going to end the tournament this year. I cannot wait. And this was one of the standout matches. This is where this came from. And bruh, there's just something about the chemistry with Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher, and these two deliver every single time, bro. Man, they started off with double boots to each other and then a double down clothesline. Kyle Fletcher's out here looking like a freaking star, man. Fletcher hits a huge top rope suplex. They get on the apron. Mark Briscoe hits the J Driller. We see Mark following up with 3 froggy bows, and he gets a 2.9. He was like this close, bro. I thought he had it at that moment. J Driller, and then we see another 1, 2, and Kyle gets his finger on top of the rope to stop the count. Don Callis is over there shitting bricks, shitting his britches, as they say. It was wild, man. And Mark goes for the cutthroat driver, which he used to beat Kyle, because Kyle didn't lose many matches in the C2, but Mark was one of the people who could figure out how to beat him. This is how the C2 is used to tell stories, because people always like to act like they're just doing a bunch of matches, and they're not. This story started in the C2, and it went all the way until almost the next year. So when people say that, you tell them to stop that, because that's a lie. And goes for the cutthroat driver. Kyle grabs the ref. He ends up hitting a low blow after they almost collide and a brainbuster, but Briscoe kicks out at 2.9 now. Briscoe will not stay down. Fletcher ends up hitting him with all of his signature moves, takes him to the top rope to hit the El Generico top rope brainbuster. Briscoe goes down 1, 2, 3, and even after the 3, he still tried to kick out, even though he could barely do it, which I thought was a nice little added touch. And Mark Briscoe loses to Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher is a future world champion. This guy penned Okada. He penned Ospreay this year, and they wanted you to know that in this. And he had that great match with Hangman at All Out Toronto. Dog, Kyle Fletcher is that boy. I'm just letting you know. Gotta be happening. And yes, I am hyped for the C2. Matt, you know I agree, bro. Incredible match. At this point, this was like my match of the night. Mark Briscoe is underappreciated for sure, Deanna. Takeshita and Okada will face off in the C2. Could be, man. 2 of the top performers right there. I'm going to pull the Hubs card. Mark Briscoe's resume needs to include a Mick Foley run with the AEW world title. He deserves it. Now, to me in AEW, I was talking with Rob, and when we were watching the show, I was like, yo, there's a couple people that you could give that run to. Kingston, Briscoe, even Lashley could get a short run. There's a bunch of people, but I don't know if you have time to bounce that title around to everybody, but we're doing well, is what I'll say. Definitely doing well. Kyle Fletcher seems to have chemistry with every wrestler he's in the ring with. Kyle Fletcher's damn good. I'll say it. I'll say it now. He's damn good. I got a lot of faith in this guy moving forward. We jump in. We are at the AEW Women's World Championship match. Kris Statlander, who won it at All Out in Toronto. I was there for that four-way. Fantastic. Statlander got the win, and she is taking on timeless Toni Storm. The video packages for this one were tremendous. I loved Toni's old school one that she always does. And then Kris Statlander, she was able to have her video package narrated here by Toni Storm. And it felt like very 70s like. And not going to hold you, I loved it. I thought it was great. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I thought it was great, man. It really just added to what they were doing. So they're telling the story of Toni wants her championship back. Statlander is desperate to keep holding on to the title. And this is the first time they're going to meet one-on-one. So this is where the rubber meets the road. Who is going to do the darn thing, man? Lots of unique moves and submissions in the early going. Statlander blocked a Storm Zero pile driver. So she did all of her moves leading up to a Storm Zero pile driver, but she like bounced out of it with her hands and hit a 450 afterwards. Only able to get the 2 count, hits the seatbelt, and I swear to you, Toni kicked out at like 2.999 again. This show is full of 2.999 kickouts. Saturday Night Fever, and then she locks her into a head scissor submission hold, and timeless Toni Storm yelled something. Now, I couldn't hear it when I was listening to it, but I saw Sean Ross Sapp say that she said, just effing end this, or whatever she said. And I'm probably, mixing the words a little bit there, but she picks her up again, Saturday Night Fever, and that was it. Timeless Toni Storm loses to the alien or former alien. Maybe she is an alien. Depends on what you think of that video package. Kris Statlander retains the title, and as she's in the ring, she's getting the confetti. Things are great, but then the music hits for the person in the next match, and we hear it. She is coming back from Mexico, and we hear CEO, CEO. Mercedes is out here. She has the TBS Championship Open Challenge, and she's out here. And at first I thought, is she going to try and get Statlander to put the women's world title on the line? She told her basically to leave her ring if she's not going to be out here for it. And Statlander walks away like, whatever, I'm not. I'll deal with you later, Mercedes, because they have beef. Remember the classic matches that they had last year going into all of these shows. So is that a rematch we want to see? Hell yeah, it is. I ain't playing no games. I want to see that match. So this all happens. Her name is now Ultimo Monet because she has another championship. So she is now at the 10 championship point, and she is looking to pass Ultimo Dragon here. Afterwards, we ask who is going to come out. It's Mina. Mina Shirakawa's music hits, and out she comes with her interim Ring of Honor women's title. Now, Mercedes said to challenge me after she defeated Persephone on CMLL yesterday. Great show. Highly recommend people go check it out. It's on Triller right now for, I think, $20. I would highly recommend you guys go back and check that out, though. Mina comes out, so you had to be a champion, and you were going to put your belt on the line, too. So she said, you want a shot at me? Put yours on the line. Well, Mina went out there and did it. Mina and Mercedes went back and forth. There were a lot of figure 4 leg locks in this one. In the end, Mercedes got caught trying to put her feet on the ropes at one point with a pinfall. Mina fights back. Mercedes hits a backslide and puts her feet on the bottom ropes to defeat Mina, and now she is the ROH Women's Interim television champion. Mercedes has 11 belts now. And I see people crying about it. Cry. I do not care. What was the point of Mina's interim title? I have no clue. Maybe they had to bail on plans, but I don't know, man. It was just crazy. Crazy what happened here. After the match, Mercedes is ready to celebrate. She's still rocking the Selena look from CMLL. And Kris Statlander comes out and gives her some like weird angle slam, slams her down, and Mercedes takes off running. And she was like, "You embarrassed me? You embarrassed me?" More on that later. So there's something brewing between these two now. Fantastic. And thank you, Matt. I appreciate the DM. Mercedes did Stats dirty. Stat did Mercedes dirty after, too. Sorry. Water. Had to happen. Deanna said, I want to see Monet lose all the belts. I think she will eventually. She's going to have to go back to those places and repay it back. So give it time. Give it time. And I still think, and I think we know that she's facing Olympia next in CMLL. So there's time for it. T. Ferg says, one way to take all the belts off Mercedes is make her vacate all of the belts for an AEW world title shot. You could. It's funny. Mercedes got desperate to win, and now she's getting it is getting tough for her to retain her TBS title. She is cheating to win. Yeah, she's going to run herself through the ringer eventually, too. And people are just going to come on out and wrestle her. And yeah, eventually she's going to have to drop these belts. I don't know why people are so upset. I'm like, relax. It's not that crazy. Let's go on to the next match, guys, because I want to keep this short and get you guys into bed soon. And I appreciate everyone who's rocking with me. And if you haven't hit that like button yet, please do. Bandido defend their AEW World Tag Team Championships against the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion Konosuke Takeshita and the current AEW Unified Champion Kazuchika Okada. Two teams that seem like they are unstoppable at this moment. And who doesn't love Bandido? Dude, Bandido take these guys on the outside of the ring and they just are wrecking them, throwing them into the guardrail. I believe Konosuke Takeshita got splashed by Brody. Dog. I don't know what else people would want here. So Okada, the focus of the match is Bandido's shoulder is injured from a match he had in CMLL. So that's what they are focusing on here. And this match is fantastic. It is well wrestled. It is well planned out. I love the focus of it, the vision of it, Don Callis movements on it. Everything flowed. Some are saying that this match could be a contender for match of the year. Let me know if you guys are feeling that, because like I said, I'm putting together the EPW awards for the end of the year. I've got stuff brewing. So let me know how you're feeling about some of these matches and what do we need to definitely see on there and who do we definitely need to see on there. Dude, we get to the end of the match, towards the end, and there's an accidental Rainmaker, and it was done so well that it like people flowed into each other. Bandido's about to get hit with the Rainmaker. He ducks and down goes Takeshita. Okada gives him the middle finger and just laughed anyway. Like you can see he enjoyed doing it. He smiled. And then these guys are beefing again. And Bandido goes for the 21 plex, but he can't do it because his shoulder is busted. He's hurting and he's just like, I can't do it. And then Brody King says, Bandido, I need you to finish this. I got you. And he basically jumps through the ropes onto Konosuke Takeshita, who is still feeling the effects of the Rainmaker. Okada is back in the 21 plex position where he's holding that bottom rope. Yeah, I know we could argue about how silly it looks, but he hits it and he does it with one arm, suplexes him, and then goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Bandido just pinned Kazuchika Okada, and Bandido retained the tag titles. We have dissension between these two in the Don Callis family. C2's coming up. We got Wrestle Kingdom coming up. I need my Okada Konosuke Takeshita match. If it happens in New Japan, great. If it happens on Full Gear, great. If we're going to get a trilogy, great. I need the match, though. That's all I'm saying. And I'm with Rob, man. That's probably my match of the night as well, bro. I loved it. I thought the storytelling was great, and they nailed this. They rocked this fully. I believe the tag title match is a match of the year contender, Matt says. Bandido's a good tag team. Will Buddy feel some kind of way about it when he returns? I hope not. I hope not. I'd like to see him and Brody stay together, but at this point, Bandido is working, bro. I don't know. I don't know where you put Buddy after this, but you're gonna have to find a spot for him. Boom, boom, boom. We go to backstage interview. Timeless Toni Storm is just laying there on the floor as Renee is getting ready to interview. And as she's doing it, Mercedes and Mina are, or excuse me, I said Mercedes. Timeless Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa are together. And Timeless Toni Storm says, we've lost everything, but Mina says we still have each other. And I think it's a play. We have a new tag team entering the women's tag title tournament. I think so. Some people are saying we're looking at the champs there. I've heard people say it's Anna Jay and Tay Mello. I can't wait to see what those brackets are looking like, is all I'll say. And after this next match, we're going to be able to talk about that a little bit and what we're going to see on Dynamite this Wednesday. So stick with me a little bit more. Hangman Adam Page, Samoa Joe is the next match for the AEW Men's World Championship. I thought with short notice, short build, Samoa Joe is a master class on his own. I think people were in their feelings about Joe when Joe, like all of everyone's favorites are retiring. If you're a Cena fan, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and then you're starting to look at the time clock on other people, and a lot of people are talking about retirement. It kind of hurts. It kind of stings, but wrestling's going to look different in the next couple years, man. Like, we're going to see a bunch of new people at the top. Hangman Page is going to be one of those people that we're going to see flying the colors of whatever company that they are on. How else are we going to get here, man? How else are we going to move forward with what these matches are supposed to be, right? So Samoa Joe's going out there. He's going to give you a lesson real quick before he's gone. And we still got a few years with Joe. Sounds like until 2027. But I just wanted to come out here and say Samoa Joe's one of my favorite wrestlers. Absolutely love the dude. And I definitely think he deserves more respect than he gets. But shout out to Samoa Joe. Hangman Page and him went out here in a match about respect and why Samoa Joe doesn't respect Hangman Adam Page. Now, in this match, they had a couple hiccups. I'm not here to judge if somebody makes a mistake, because who the hell am I to talk about wrestlers making mistakes at this point? Things happen, right? But this match was fantastic, and I thought they told a really good story inside the ring. Hangman did all of his usual things, and Joe had to be the monster. He had to figure out how to tear down. And they battle, and the first buckshot he goes for it ended up getting reversed into a coquina clutch. But Hangman found a way to get out of it and get to the ropes. Afterwards, man, Joe got caught and he got put into the dead-eye position. He ate that, and then he ate 3 buckshot lariats, and he went down. Hangman pins him 1, 2, 3. Joe loses. Hangman wins. He celebrates. Joe is still in the ring, and he said after the match he wanted Samoa Joe to shake his hand, and that's exactly what we got. Samoa Joe shakes his hand. The ops are in the ring, and they help Joe up so that he can shake his hand. They embrace, they hug. He points to him. Hangman's the new champ. And before we can move into the next match, clothesline from Samoa Joe. He takes him down, and the ops show why they have that name, because they started stomping out Hangman. I couldn't believe it. Mind blown emoji. They whooped Hangman's ass, and they put the belt in front of his face and said, "You think this is over?" And it's not. They put a beat down on him. Now, this same crew, the ops, are going to end up having to face and defend those trios titles against the Hurt Syndicate soon. I don't know what's going on here, but they definitely became the bad guys in this situation. And I loved every second of it. I was shocked, but I love it. You know? Let me see here. Matt said the build was short, but they did a great job with this match. Very good, hard hitting in the ending. WTF, for sure. Yeah, man. Bandido is the third man in AEW to beat Okada. The other two were Danielson and Fletcher. Wow. Yeah, dude, fantastic work right here. Between them, I loved it. I thought they did a great job. And yeah, game over, man. The ops went heel. So keep that tuned into what we have to look forward to. Now we move forward into Mercedes Moné is backstage. She tells Statlander that we've had issues before, but I've beaten you before, and your title is going to become my title. I'm taking it from you. And Mercedes versus Statlander is announced for Full Gear. So if you're in New Jersey, you got yourself a treat. It's also going to be sponsored by DC Comics. I think you need to have comic book like match cards and everything for it. So Mercedes Moné, I don't know if she's going to defend her title or what, but she's going to be getting a women's title shot, it looks like, against Kris Statlander. Can't wait for that one. The Ops beating down Hangman down enough. MJF cashes in a week later. Oh, wild. T-Ferg, I like the match and the turn after the match. I need one more Joe heel run. Hobbs versus Lashley soon. Could be happening. Heel Joe looks great. We extend Joe versus Hangman feud. We do. Next thing they talked about, the trios titles. I just mentioned that, right? Hurt Syndicate, Ops. Well, it's happening this Wednesday on Dynamite. They're getting their title shot. And the women's tag title bracket will be reviewed. And remember that tag match me, Matt, Rob, all of us loved? Okada versus Brody now for the Unified Championship. Or I said Bandido. Brody's not getting the shot too. Okada versus Bandido for the Unified Championship. He pinned the champ. He's getting a title shot. I'm fine with this. I love it. We got some good stuff happening for Dynamite this Wednesday. Make sure you join me and Derek afterwards, man. They're going to screw Stat for Monet. I don't know if they're going to do that. We'll have to see, but I don't know if they're going to do that just yet. I don't want to jump the gun yet on that. Let's get into the main event. The main event is an I Quit match. Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley. This feud has gone on for basically a year from this point forward. Darby getting kicked downstairs, things happening. This match is crazy. I'm pulling up my notes to have it in front of me here. Bloody mouths happened early on. Definitely bit the ropes and then got the cables kicked into their face. Their ears got cut on the ropes too. Marina's told to go under the ring. She grabs skewers, and Moxley ends up using the skewer to go underneath Darby's nail. I thought they did a good job of like how they hit it, but painful. Like just thinking about that. And I mentioned to Clown earlier, the Missouri State Athletic Commission, they were not going for some of this stuff here, like with what you can and cannot do. So that was something that they had to be very, very careful of. After Darby got like brutally whipped with a belt, and I'm talking bad, like his back was purple. Afterwards, he brought a backpack out with him, and they went in and they pulled out a taser at one point, and they were trying to use that. We saw people getting sprayed with mace from the Death Riders, and they tried to run out, and they said chemical spray or whatever, but it seems like it was mace of some kind. Garcia and Yuta, I think, were the two who caught that. Claudio and Pac are out there. Dude, Claudio picks him up, and they set up two tables, and I thought he was going to throw him through the two wood tables on the outside. He was like, nah, we're all right. Turns around and goes the other way and said, move, and launches him onto the announce table. He felt like a sack of shit, man. It sounded awful. The thud it made, just like boom, boom, boom. And he was done. Like Darby went down to the ground hard. Afterwards with that, man, they give Moxley a towel to get the chemical spray out of his face. Darby got shocked with a taser. Death Rider DDT through all of the chairs. Claudio threw him through the table, like I mentioned, felt like a sack of shit. Pac drags the lifeless body around the ring. Death Rider through two tables. Unbelievable. What do they do after that? They get like Gatorade things and they fill them up with water, and these are already filled, and they dump them into a fish tank. Moxley is trying to then drown like Darby like within a fish tank to get him to say I quit. Darby holds out and he will not give up, and Moxley gets frustrated and just says, give me a second here, and he's trying to think of something else. Let's go out. And then Tony Schiavone yells, it's Sting. Sting came out with the West Borland face paint. He had gray hair, the long beard. Sting came out with the bat and had to whoop on them Death Riders' ass. Bat to asses. Making a shirt, Tony Khan. I trademarked it here first. Taking everybody out, and then Sting breaks the fish tank. Water leaks out everywhere. Then he hands Darby the bat and leaves it to be one-on-one and takes Marina Shafir up the ramp. It is Moxley Darby. Darby swings this bat on Moxley like he owed him money and breaks the fish tank. So the bat sounded real. Moxley is getting nailed with this thing in the leg. Down he goes. Let me make sure I get this all right here. So after all of this happens, Darby hits Moxley with it several times. He gets choked with the bat. He uses the AEW flag for symbolism, basically, like you talk this crap about AEW and now you're going to pay for it. Scorpion Death Drop. And then he follows up with the Scorpion Death Lock, and Mox quits. And like I said, I think their hands were tied a little bit because of everything else that happened here. But Darby wins, and he finally, I wish Sick was in here, gets his dub. The ghost of Darby Allin finally beats Jon Moxley in a match. And that's what it took, man. Darby shouldn't have threatened to push Mox into what was left of the aquarium. And that's why he says, I quit. Sting looks like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. Mox shall not win. Stat on the media scrum. Accepted Monet's challenge at Full Gear. Money. Matt, I wasn't the only one. It's old man Sting, a.k.a. it's Grandpa. Listen. Sting came out there. Yo, RIP to Sam Rivers of Limp Bizkit, too. I know I mentioned Sting looking like Wes Borland earlier. I did see Limp Bizkit's bass guitar player had passed away. RIP, man. I hope the group is taking it well. But Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, man. I don't know if it lived up to the hype, but I know that athletic commission probably put a damper on some things that they were doing. But I'm going to hit you guys with this here at the end. So I already said for Dynamite, we got the brackets coming. We know that Mercedes and Statlander are going to be matching up. We got a trios titles match happening, and we got a unified title match happening with Okada and Bandido. Things are looking good right now for AEW. Hope you guys are feeling the same, man. Blood was flown within 2 minutes. Yeah, but if you read what the rules are, what they can't do, some of it was like limiting. I'll say that. But they found creative ways to still get what they had to. And tonight's show, I'm giving it a grade, final grade. All of it's down there below, man. We got another A on our hands, in my opinion, folks. Another A. I cannot hate on this, man. This was another great show from AEW. They delivered again. Card didn't look like much to some on paper, but if you've been watching, you kind of knew like this had the potential to do some damn good things, and it did. Always appreciate you guys, man. I'm going to wrap this thing up, man, because I don't want to hold you guys up. And I got to make sure I relieve Rob, man. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I would love to hear your final thoughts down below. Make sure you join us on Monday. Me and Hub, we'll get some of Hub's thoughts on the entirety of this show. Looking forward to seeing what he said. And yeah, maybe you guys will have some additional takes when it's time for it, man. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for supporting everything pro wrestling. All love to you guys. And we are out for this episode, and we will catch you guys all on the next one. See you for Clash on Monday and Dynamite review on Wednesday.